She was once one of Kenya's most admired faces, a polished news anchor known for her poise, intellect, and smile. But what began as a celebrated media career would unravel into a twisted tale of control, isolation, and death. This is the tragic case of Esther Arunga, the woman who gave it all up for love and lost everything. Esther Arunga rose to fame in the early 2000s as a journalist and news anchor with Kenya Television Network. She was sharp, eloquent, and held herself with grace. People saw her as the future of broadcast journalism, but behind the glowing screen was a woman searching for meaning beyond the newsroom. In 2010, Esther met a man named Quincy Timberlake. He wasn't a media figure, or a pastor, or a politician. He was all of them. A self-proclaimed prophet, Quincy claimed he had been chosen to lead a new political and spiritual movement, the Placenta Party. Esther was drawn in. She abandoned her media career, cut off her family, and in just months, married Quincy in a secret ceremony. Her family was stunned, her fans confused, but Esther was all in. The couple began claiming persecution. They alleged dark forces were after them, political enemies, even the devil himself. Eventually, they fled Kenya, seeking asylum in Australia. In 2014, now living in Brisbane, Australia, Esther and Quincy were raising their young family. But everything unraveled on June 18, 2014, when emergency services were called to their home. Their 3-year-old son, Sinclair Timberlake, was unresponsive. Doctors tried to save him, but it was too late. Initially, Esther told police that Sinclair had fallen down the stairs. But something didn't add up. His injuries were severe: internal bleeding, head trauma. Over time, the truth emerged. Esther changed her story, admitting that Quincy had assaulted their son as part of a so-called ritual of correction. He believed the child was possessed, and Esther, fearing for her marriage and trapped in psychological control, had lied to protect him. In 2019, Esther Arunga pleaded guilty to being an accessory to her son's death. The judge recognized her remorse and the emotional manipulation she suffered under Quincy. She was spared prison time, receiving a 10-month suspended sentence. The court found she had not physically harmed the child, but had lied to cover up the crime. Quincy Timberlake, meanwhile, was found mentally unfit to stand trial and was committed to psychiatric care. He allegedly believed their son would rise again. Esther was left to pick up the pieces. From celebrated anchor to convicted felon, Esther Arunga's story is a tragedy of potential lost, a life consumed by belief, isolation, and emotional abuse. She was once Kenya's golden girl, but her fall reminds us of how fast one can descend when caught in the grip of power and manipulation. In the end, one child died, one man lost his mind, and a woman who had once delivered the news became the headline. Esther's story is heartbreaking, complex, and deeply human. After hearing everything, do you think she was a victim of love and manipulation, or did her choices make her partly responsible? I'd love to hear your thoughts, with kindness and empathy, in the comments.